Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Daily Hope Booster. Today is Wednesday, March 25th. You'd think I would look this stuff up before I came on camera, but I did not. It is another snowy day here in Calgary today, but I am hopeful because the weather is going to improve over the rest of the week. I hope that you're also experiencing some spring-like weather coming up here pretty quick. In the video on Sunday, I talked about how I would make some book recommendations for this week. And so I'll let you know about some books that I have read over the last year or so. I did a challenge last year to read 52 books, so one book per week, and I read 60 books last year. It was very intentional. A lot of reading happened at the expense of a lot of other things, but it just means that I have tons of recommendations to make. If the list that I'm going to share with you today doesn't resonate with you, or you're looking for something else or a particular topic or something from a particular author, let me know and I probably have a recommendation for you. But I have I think six books that I will share with you today, and you can get them all on Amazon so that we can stay safe, or Chapters, Barnes & Noble. They're all pretty mainstream, widely available kind of books. So anybody who has talked to me in the last year knows that one of my favorite books is called The Book of Joy, and it is narrated by the Dalai Lama and the Archbishop of South Africa, called Desmond Tutu, and it is facilitated by a gentleman called Douglas Abrams. So the Dalai Lama and the Archbishop get together for 5 days of dialogue on the occasion of the Dalai Lama's 80th birthday. They spend 5 days talking about joy. How could that not be amazing? Both spiritual leaders in their own right, this book is not only focused on spirituality, but about what makes us human, and how humanity is essentially joyful, compassionate, kind, and amazing. My favorite part was listening to this as an audiobook, because the book is read by the Dalai Lama's translator and the Archbishop himself, as well as the dialogue facilitator, Douglas Abrams. I cannot recommend this book enough. I have both the audio version and the written version, so love you to check it out for sure. Another book that I really loved last year is called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. So you may know him from his books, The CEO Turned Monk and The Monk Who Lost His Ferrari. I picked up this book because I wanted to learn how to get my butt out of bed each morning. I loved it. I love it once I'm up, but feet to floor has always been a huge struggle for me. I figured the promise of neuroscience to train my brain to love feet to floor had to be a good thing. But really what I got from this book was so much more. It was magical, motivating, and inspiring in none of the lame ways. It was truly empowering, super joyful, and it totally encouraged me. Through Sharma's use of language and metaphors, I really felt like I could become my best self. The next book that I want to make recommendation for is called Resilience by Eric Greitens. So I've never read a professional or personal development book that approached this topic in such a cool way. This book was interspersed with the teachings of ancient philosophers, and Greitens shares the letters he exchanged with one of his Navy SEAL teammates after his friend reached out for help. So Greitens is an ex-Navy SEAL, politician in Missouri, as well as an author. These letters were not literally the exact letters that they were not literally the exact letters, but I am imagining that the lessons of the main themes of the letters between these two guys, comrades who experienced the worst situations of humanity and came back to continue to live their lives. Their examples, the theories, the inspiration of these lessons were practical, hopeful, and proven through the ages. Really liked it. Hope you'll check it out. The next book I want to talk about is called Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. So I'm not sure what to expect from this book, but I loved the approach of these authors because they're two tenured professors from Stanford. They encourage readers to design their lives using prototyping, the idea that you try something, see if it works, and then try the next thing. With the use of tools and templates embedded in the book and given away for free on their website, readers can learn how to design their lives with creativity, practicality, and inspiration. I love the ideas in this book so much, I'm expanding on them in my Hope for Humans program. Hope you'll check out Designing Your Life. Another book that I really loved is called Joyful by Ingrid Fettel-Lee. So I realized, writing all these book reviews, that the books that resonate the most with me are the really hopeful and joyful ones. And this book is the epitome of that. Fettel-Lee is a designer, and she approaches joy from this perspective, describing 9 aesthetics that inspire joy, happiness, and excitement. Her tribe are called Joy Spotters, and I find myself looking for all joy in all aspects of my life after reading this book. She talks about those 9 aesthetics of joy, like bubbles and awe and curves, and then she travels the world finding those places that have been designed with these joyful aesthetics and talks about why they emit feelings of joy for people. It's awesome. You'll look for those aesthetics everywhere in all designs, I promise. And the last book I want to talk about today is called The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. You may remember Shonda Rhimes as the writer and brains behind the highly successful Thursday night TV dramas Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder. She has a serious case of JOMO, or the joy of missing out. Shocked and humbled by 6 words spoken to her by her sister, Rhimes promised herself to say yes to everything for 1 year, including, or maybe especially, the things that scared the bejesus out of her, like public speaking, TV talk shows, and promo events. Along the way, Rhimes also learned to say yes to herself, her career, and her priorities. This is just an amazing book for those of us who sometimes forget our brilliance and the power of putting ourselves first. I know we've talked a lot about hope and self-care and joy and intention and these kinds of things over the last few weeks. And I really find that books help to reinforce those messages and those concepts for me. I also find that I can escape into a book and put any of my fears and concerns and worries down for a bit. And I really found that these books transported me into a new, really hopeful, inspirational place. So I hope that you found some joy in these books as well. Please let me know if you get a chance to pick any of them up and what your thoughts are, and also if you have any recommendations on books that I should read. I would love to hear them. Thanks very much, and we'll talk to you all again tomorrow.